when once it go, you know it's going.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was saying. I said, see, I was looking at it right here and I was like, yeah, man, we're going to probably be buying right up to open. And sure enough, popped up
Uh-huh.
there. And then when it came back, I said, no way is it going to do that again. I just TP'd right here. And I mean, I honestly am not, I won't be surprised if it doesn't keep going up, but
Yeah.
I already got mine. I'll show you this. Hold on.
I ain't gonna lie, 26,000 looks well in play today.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only CME volume level we have not touched.
Cause I'm already up $200 today.
Check this out right here. Look at this trade. This is what I just got out of right there.
Oh
But
man.
I took one and then I took one, I lost it, and then I got that second one right there.
It was a nice breaking retest right there.
Good morning,
What was you
everybody.
doing? Trading the zones?
I just happened to look at the chart. I was just getting ready for the morning. And I seen that it was trading. Well, what caught my attention immediately was we were at highs. Both of these highs were the exact same. That's why I had sent that picture of. Oh, you're not in there. Or I sent a picture over to chat.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, you guys watch this because we're gonna. Oh yeah, so you didn't even see that. You don't know what I'm talking about yet. But I was
Mm-mm.
yeah, I was just all over this inside of chat. We were just talking about doing this, and then it was happening.
Good
Yeah. I'm
morning.
looking at least about a 800 pullback,
Mhm.
maybe. I mean, a nice little
You see how it
pullback
sold
today.
off the last minute right before it opened,
Mm-hmm.
so it could go up. That's
So it
funny.
can go up.
Is that we can go up a little bit. Oh man, I'm so glad I got my trade in before the open.
There you go. That
There it
thing
goes.
fell off.
So this is ripped all night long. We'll just have to see what happens here.
Mm-hmm. This thing's scary, especially on Tradeovate.
Yeah.
You get in you mess around, hit the button, and then that mud shut down. You can't get in there for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I be trying to pick and choose. I try to make sure that the internet's good and everything before I trade.
Yeah, I know. That's funny.
My screen just went black. I can't do nothing.
Yeah, so here's what I was saying is it looks like NQ going for the highs. That was at that was at 9:05. So that was about yeah, about 25 minutes ago. Price was right here when I had said that. And I'm not joking. As soon as I said that, thing just started lifting off. And I was like, wow, look at that. Missed it already. And then dropped back down. That was just so perfect.
Mm-hmm. Man, hey, we ate good the last couple of days, man. I ate good
I don't
yesterday.
know. I hear you. I like weeks like this. It's just easy.
It's just easy, man. You just catch a green week, and you know NASDAQ just buying up every dip.
Yep. Yeah. Look, we came right back to the volume. It just barely went below the lows right there. A nice little morning trap set up. You see how it just barely
So
poked
did,
below there?
yeah. Man, barely stuck his head out.
Man, could already see what it
Not
might
even
end
a
up
whole
doing.
point.
I
Not
don't
even a whole point, man.
I don't really like it when they're this big, but look, we
Yeah.
got
It-
950 down to 894. You know, it is
we
what
don't
it
have
is.
no volume issues today right now. No
Mhm.
no volume issues.
Yeah. Yeah. This is yesterday's high right here. So we're at yesterday's high, today's
Today,
high. Mm-mm-mm. And this other high from like what Tuesday? So we're at Tuesday. We just poked above
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. We just basically broke above Tuesday's high. Wednesday, Thursday, today.
They don't want to do it. We broke up, man. This the weekly high so far.
Mm-hmm. No signals here yet. See 30-second.
but she might be about to crash out.
I'm about to crash out. I've been wanting to say that. I can't say it to my kids. They make fun of me. Isn't that messed up? Isn't that messed up? When we were young, we were not allowed to say certain slang words because they would be considered disrespectful or maybe, you know, a bad word. We weren't allowed to use certain slang words when we were children. Now, as adults, we're not allowed to use certain slang language that children use, or else they make fun of us. We're not cool enough to use the new
Yeah, we
slang.
ain't cool enough. Yeah, we can't say that.
I guess,
Hey,
right?
you sound weird.
I guess we don't have that Riz.
I can't say certain things to my oldest son. He's 20. He'll be 21 next month, February the 5th. Man, I'm about to have a 21-year-old.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow, wow, wow. That is crazy.
Man,
Yeah. Oh, I just got an alert here. Let's see. What is that? Oh, that's on the 32nd. Yeah. This is the only volume zone we haven't touched yet. Is this? Hold on. Is this one all the way up here? It's at 600. So if y'all look at the CME levels for the day, hold on. Okay, yeah. If you look for the CME levels for today, so remember, look at these levels right here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5, 6 levels. Those are specific. These numbers were not the same, right? These numbers were not the same as they were yesterday. And so now these levels may have been here, but the data was different, right? The positioning changes day to day. CME updates this data every single day. So these levels, you guys, just to be really clear, don't go back and try to back test these. Don't be like, oh, look at this, look at that, look at it. It doesn't work like that. These are only for the current day. And with that being said, the only one that we haven't touched of today's CME levels is the one below the range, right? We traded on this one for a while. Kind of blasted through this one, kind of blasted through that one, and here we are at this one. So obviously the closest one that I see is right there. So I specifically said I don't want to marry a bias because we have been kind of ripping up all night long. So I'm not saying we go hit 600 or all-time highs today because we still have tomorrow, but sometimes NASDAQ does like to finish at a high for the week. How many times have you guys seen the news or seen something on the side of your trading view where it's like tech giants end the week at a high, or it'll say, you know, something along the lines of that, where it's just like, you know, NASDAQ ending on a high after, you know, this or that. NASDAQ just likes to do that. It just likes to run up at the end of the week sometimes. So, and now it can also run down, right? So we don't know which way it's going to go. I'm just giving you my ideas. I see the levels up here, so I know we've got a level there. We know we've got some interest there. If it starts running for that, I'm gonna really be inclined to buy up towards there. Or if I see it really struggling down here and becoming absorbed or supported, I may start trying to look for some trades. And that could be now, or that could be throughout, you know, between now and tomorrow. I don't know which one. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, and when you're talking about bias, what exactly does that mean?
Just having an idea to do a certain thing for a certain reason, like this morning when I was looking at the charts. This morning I was looking at the charts and we were, you know, right here, and so I can zoom out and I can look at the charts and I'm thinking, you know, all right, well, here we are, we're down here, we're at open, and I could see that we had our overnight highs here, plus we had overnight highs from yesterday up at like 9:30 area. there's a really good chance that price is going to break above the high. It always does that, right? So it just gives me an idea, right? It gives me an idea, and that's my bias. So in other words, it makes me a bias is something that kind of, it's like glasses. When you put them on, you're only looking for one thing, and it could be dangerous. A lot of people they actually have a bias and they don't know that they have a bias. So they're only seeing one thing. They're not seeing the whole picture. So just be aware of that, and you'll see what I say is like, yes, it's good to have a bias, but you got to be flexible with it and just have clear invalidation points. Like, I'm bullish on this unless this happens, right? So you have a bias and you have an invalidation point. As you go into the order flow course, that'll make a lot of sense as well, because you're going to have very, very clear, you're going to say, okay, buyers are in control, and I want to see if the buyers can hold control. And if they break below here, then, I would consider this not control, right? And so then you'd be bearish on it. So yeah, just a bias is just having an idea the market will go up or down and aligning your signals in that direction.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, y'all. Hey, Cedric, thanks for the help.
Morning.
Kind of a mixed open right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sir.
We're kind of mixed up.
Yep. I'm kind of retesting
Don't really
that.
want to go down. Yeah, don't really want to go down, but it ain't went up. We just kind of chilling within that last hour.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Cedric?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good
So
morning.
it's kind of scary too to buy in all the red zones that are up there.
Yeah.
What up, said? You got booted yesterday.
Yeah, I forgot I was at a thing. I couldn't figure out why my mic was on. I was like, what the hell is going on? And then I was like, oh,
You still the man. You still the man, brother.
Right.
You still the man.
Right.
Yeah, so when we get a lot of these volume zones like this, it's very clear what's going on here, and the easiest thing y'all could do is just box them up and wait for them to break out. Just remember, we don't need to trade the center. The center, you might have opportunity in here, right? But what can we see very clearly, right? Where we know something's going to happen are these areas right here. So just watch those areas, and it don't have to be complicated, difficult, scary, nothing like that. Just stick to the outside. If you see those volume levels overlapping, just remember that is candles overlapping. The reason you're seeing these levels overlap is because the candles are overlapping. If the candles are overlapping, then that means that we're range bound. That means we're not moving. That means we're spending time here. The market spends time in certain areas where it finds balance. We want to trade when it gets outside of balance. That's going to give us those more predictable, fast moves, something that actually moves where a decision has to be made. So otherwise, you're going to sit here and you're realistically taking a trade and you're hoping. You're just hoping it works out. You're just sitting there and you're watching it. It's going up, it's going down. There's no real, what's the word? Conviction, right? There's no real direction. It's just trading and it's sideways. We try to find those areas. You guys have access to the order flow course now. So what you want to start doing, if there should be a few things you learn from that course. One of the main things is identifying those decision points where buyers and sellers are forced to react. If you know what moves the market up and down, and that's buyers and sellers and liquidity, then when you focus on key areas and you focus on areas where buyers and sellers are forced to act, price is forced to move, and your job is just look for those clues. You look for those clues. When you see them, you act on them. We're going to win some, we're going to lose some. Hopefully we win more, right? That's the goal. What's up? What time is it? Yeah, when do you want me to
7:45.
As long as it's
Oh,
before
thought you were
10
asking.
or before it. My kid was just asking me. Take him to school in 2 minutes. All right, that'll give me enough time so I can.
I move right now, though.
Yeah. He knows to come before 10 o'clock now because he's like, if he comes right at 10 o'clock, we're not doing it. Yeah.
Might be
You're
late
right.
to school, right?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, the move is coming up right there. Yeah.
I caught that what is the new thing called?
Oh
The
yeah.
speed thing.
Yes.
I caught that.
Nice. What are
That
you
was a
doing it on?
win.
30 second or 1 minute or what?
1 minute.
Oh, you're on MNQ.
MNQ.
Yeah, man. That thing, if you will use it at key areas, it's actually crazy.
Working has definitely made it. It's been a godsend for me because I can't sit here and lolly, just sitting here staring. Oh, I gotta take a trade. Now
Right.
I'm more like, oh, what are you guys talking about? Oh, we're in a
Julie, I'm gonna
key
be
area.
loud here
Let
for
me
a
go
second.
sit down.
Yeah.
Let me go sit down and check it out.
This is a great example right here. Look, it did give 2 signals prior to open that did not work. I mean, not prior to open. I don't know what I'm talking about, but like, look, price was pushing down, and it called a buy signal, and that failed, and then it called another buy signal, and that failed. But when it hit the zone, and then called a buy signal, that one won, and
that was different.
this is what I am noticing a lot. Where you see, look at this signal here. There was a volume zone created on the same. So I'm telling you, I might even play around with it today. It's going to take me probably 2 hours, maybe 3, and I can kind of combine those 2 indicators where these volume levels. What I want to do is I basically only want to print a signal if the signal is interacting with a volume level, or it either needs to be interacting with a volume level, or it needs to be on a candle that's creating a volume level as well. So it'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Like this would be this would be a signal. And I actually think that that's it right now. So there would only be one signal here. It would most definitely get rid of a lot of signals. That's why I was saying we might have to make it where it's interacting with the level, not just doing that right there. But let's see what this one looks like. See, this would be a signal right here. That one won. This would be a signal because you see it created that signal and a volume zone at the same time. So that one would have won, and it would have been a signal. This one would have been a signal, but it would have not. It would have lost, and so on. So I got some ideas.
Are you seeing better? More signals on the 30-second? Because I've been thinking about upgrading my trading view. So that I can do the 30-second versus the 1 minute and the 5 on that. So, are you seeing more? Do you think it's more accurate overall? I know it works good at the volume zone levels, but
I don't have enough data yet to tell you, to be honest. And you know what? I'll be honest with you, man. All right, 1 second. This is going to have to be a team effort because just right now I have too many other things I'm working on. I actually don't have the account space right now to individually, because I do the same thing I ask you guys to do. When I have a strategy I'm really excited about, I'll go take 100 trades on it. I'll just do it on a separate account. 1 or 2 trades a day. I can do that every single day. That's fine. I like being rule based. That makes my job very easy. So I'll show up at the same time. I'll take 1 or 2 trades off of an indicator, and then I'll do that. But I'm doing that with like 3 or 4 different strategies right now. So and then I do this live trading with you guys as well. So I put it in beta. I'm hoping that the team can come up with some really good combos, and which we have. If you look inside of Discord, they're already talking about it. You could see Darren's working on it. He shared some of his settings and time frame for like a afternoon Asian session style trade. So wanted to point something out. I'm going to run over to the school real quick, but I just want to point something out. Just now, quite literally, I had drawn this box and said, here's this right here, and focus on these outside levels. This is what I was talking about right here. And Cedric, I heard you, I think it was Cedric, said that that trade is happening right now, and it did. It broke straight out here, And remember I said, some of the trades I'll be looking for might just be going like 10 points for 10 points, things like that. Well, this is right at 950. It's rejected here before. It's rejected here again. You could have gone just 10 points for 10 points. And again, you wait for price to come outside of this zone. There's more reasons than just because. Like when you wait for price to come out and to do that, things are happening, right? So if you look in here, you can see where sellers come in. This is where the point of control shifted. More contracts were traded right here than at any other time of the day. For the first time, it had shifted right there. We had, let me zoom in. Look at leading up to it, right? Aggressive buying. Now look at the deltas switch over as they start to sell hard, right? So all of this starts to get absorbed. All of this selling hard. There's a very good chance that this area is going to be, this is a decision point. If the selling was real right here, then wouldn't you imagine it's going to be defended in this area? And now I already know what this is about to look like. But let's just go ahead and look at it. This is so obvious when you look at this candle, and you guys that just got the new order flow course and all that, and I just uploaded those videos yesterday. They're in Discord, where I break down why this tool is extremely powerful right here and how you can view the progression of delta over time. This is a signal in itself right here, this bar right here. And look at the candle. It was at a key area. What do we see in the top of the candle? Do you guys see all these buys up here? These are stop losses. These are late buyers. These are buyers at the top of a candle. Let's just put it this way. So it's either traders that sold too early getting stopped out, or it's early buyers thinking they're getting in on a breakout above 50. What happens is when this candle pushes down right here, those buyers are getting sick right there. As price continues to push down, they have to start liquidating their position. They have to start closing their position. If they're buying, they have to sell. That's going to add. That's a flush. That's what I'm talking about when I say flush. It flushes them out, and then the market, it adds, because they have to cover their position and they bought at the high, that adds selling pressure, right? So this is just a little easy, simple. Let's buy. Let's get them to buy. It's just engineering, simple engineering. But this right here is this shows you right here that you could see just remember what delta is, and I explain it very clearly in that video. This is the video setting up Addis for your order flow chart. You could see how the delta at one point was all the way at a 617 positive delta, and then the selling came in at the high and pushed it down. The only way that delta can change from 617 down to whatever it is, 205, we would have to have a presence of aggressive selling come in there, right? And obviously we can see that there. Boom, pushed it down. So, and it happened right at the key area. So depending on your account size, depending on your risk, you either have to enter more of a front run style right here, or you could enter on the candle close. But again, that's 25 points between here and here. That's the smallest amount of risk you could have got unless you entered as it left. So yeah, so pretty good. But I think there's also a Titan right here. So we had bearish, bullish. I think this would have triggered a Titan. But anyway, I gotta run to the school real quick. It'll take me a couple minutes, and then I'll come right back.
I'm done for the day, boss. I might be here. I might not.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be here. If you're not here, I'll see you tomorrow, Friday. It's been a good week. Yeah. Hopefully you're here. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. The child has been delivered to school. I was thinking about let's see, like 80, like 70 down to 60. 70. Oh no, it's too tight. What? It's too tight. Oh, watch, it's gonna do it now. But yeah, it's it might do it, but I didn't realize how tight our range is right now. These 10 points are like it's like half a centimeter on my screen right here. It did do 70 to 60, but I think we're a little too tight for volatile. I mean, I think we're a little too volatile for 10-point trades right here. I mean, this is, let's see what a 10-pointer looks like. That gives you that much room to move around. Say we could probably find something better to use. What are you guys doing? Anybody doing things? Trading? You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just taking it slow.
Just watching.
Do
Waiting
it.
on
I'm
Do
you.
up.
it.
I'm
Waiting
up
till we
right
get out
now.
this
So
rain.
I caught a nice little sale. I'm up. I'm kind of bearish to the but I'm just trying to see what it do. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, it done made a little range now.
Mm-hmm. It sure
I feel
has.
like I feel like we got a range between 850 and the highs. So I'm gonna kind of just hang out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. You talking about like this
Yep,
wick to that wick, which is
yep.
basically, I mean, if you really look at it, it's the first original moves like this. Everything else has been test. Yeah, I am with you. And it can't even close below there. It's just like it's respecting that area. So I am
Hmm.
with you. And man, that was a fire trade. I don't never say I told you so. I never say I told you so. I would never say I told you so. But you know,
it just sounds just like it.
yeah, but I'm just saying that somebody once said that you should not trade in the center of the range, but when you have these really clear areas on the outsides, if you would just be patient enough, we got nothing
Yeah,
else to do. We got nothing but time. We're already sitting here. We're here to trade, aren't we? So let's only click the buttons when this happens right here. And that was a nice little 10-pointer right there. 10 points. I would have just taken 10 points just like this. I would have just done just like that. I would have went in 950. I'd
yeah.
been all right with
You ain't
that.
even need that, man. I think it went 2-3 points above the high, man.
Yeah,
Like, come on, you could have traded. That's an
that's
NQ trade.
that's $200, and you know what? I'm gonna say times 20 every time. I'm gonna say times 20, and that's $200, and and it's easy. These happen every freaking day. It's see. That's why I keep. The more I've been trading futures, and the more that like I've been really cranking on these systems. It's like an I'm starting to really feel like this is like an ATM. It's like it. I walk away from the computer
Yeah,
sometimes. And I'm
damn,
looking
man.
I'm looking over my shoulder. Like, did anyone see me do that? Am I gonna get in trouble?
Like you robbing somebody.
Yeah, yeah. Did anyone else just see that, or is this
Yeah,
okay? Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Was anybody watching?
I'll, I'll say this. I feel better about my trading with just taking my few trades a day. Like
Hmm.
I'm done. I think I done took my 3 trades for the day.
Yeah,
My internet acting up too. Man, I'm done.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I done took my 3 trades for the day. Number trade 6. Yeah, I'm done.
yeah.
So
You know what? I'm gonna do this. I've been thinking about it. For you guys that are in mentorship, I'm gonna go ahead and push this out as an update. I haven't done testing on this either, but if you guys want to play around with it, I know a lot of you guys use this quantum trend indicator here. It's this one right here. What you're looking at, this I got the colors changed on mine, but it's this. Well, I made another version that has a trailing stop loss and a TP. As you can see right here, it looks a little different. And I think I'm gonna share this because I'd like to get some more eyes on it. I'm trying to figure out how to go full screen. All right, so look, y'all, you guys are already using Quantum to kind of confirm your trades and stuff. So I know there's going to be some situations where Quantum does this, right? Like what we're dealing with right now, where we are in choppiness like this. I get that. I know it's here and all of that. But what I did was I added a thing. So basically, when it turns from green to red, basically when it turns red, like as you see here, when it turns red, then I have a few ideas. Like, boom, the next candle open. That's why there's a little red dot right here, a little red line. That's your entry. Your stop loss is the red line, and your TP is the blue line. Right. And so now, again, this candle turned green. Right. And then that means that your entry would have been the open of the next candle. Your stop loss would have been here, and your TP would have been right there. Okay. And then the same happened here. Let me just make sure. Your entry would have been here after this candle. Stop would have been here, and you'd still be in this trade. So even, I mean, it's kind of cool to look at it that even in this crappy condition, we actually haven't lost a trade. We've actually only won trades, even in these crappy conditions. I guess this would be the only one that we lost right here. Is it turned red right here, and it didn't go to that TP, but then turned green. It did hit that TP. So I did it like this to try to structure it to where you guys can use it a little bit better as a actual tool and not only like a filter. Because I know we are mainly using it as a filter, but I'm saying all this to say that this is what I'm actually most excited about. The entry and the stop loss and TP, that was just some side ideas. The real idea was this trailing thing. And what's happening here is this level, pay attention, all right? This level is the same price level as this. So what we've talked about in the past is like, if we were looking to trade because let's say we get a signal, and we're like, oh, nice, the quantum is red. That confirms my signal. Let's use it in this situation over here. And it says, oh, nice, let's say we got a random signal from something else, and then we check quantum and we're like, oh yeah, perfect, quantum confirms the trade. I'm definitely going to sell. Well, these highs, if you look at what I'm pointing at, but then look to the right, this is the same price scale as above. So this price scale, 25,953, right? And then this is 25,953, right? And so how this works, it kind of merges the candles together and it creates like a baseline. And so this, as you see, this is stepping down, and now it's stepping up, and now it's stepping up, and now it's stepping down, and now it's stepping down, and up and down, 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 down. That's what this line is following. Hopefully that's pretty clear. So if you were buying, we would probably want our stops below the quantum candles, right? Well, that is this on the actual price chart. I hope that's making sense. Where I seen value in that was some of these bigger, longer, extended moves. And I was thinking, man, this quantum, because everyone says, oh yeah, if you would have taken the trade right here on a quantum and then you held it until it turned red, you would have made all that money. That's what they say, but I'm like, well, can we see someone actually do it? And y'all know, and I know, and everybody knows, it's harder to hold on to a trade like that when it's fluctuating and your profits are floating. So by creating this line here, I was hoping that it would make it easier to trail your stops. Now, you may have not made it all the way to here, but you got pretty far, right? You got pretty far. So, here, if you went short, there was this was a nice move from here all the way to here, or here, or here, or wherever, or here, I guess, but you could see that, we were able to hold it. We were able to hold a little bit. Maybe you got knocked out right there on that little thing. But also look at all the sell signals. So you could have sold here, stop loss here, TP there. You won that trade. If you sold here, your stop loss would have gone there. You would have won that trade. If you sold here, your stop loss would have been here. You would have won that trade. If you sold, well, you couldn't have sold there at the same time because you would have been in that trade. So y'all can figure that part, how that works. But pretty good stuff. A lot of winning ideas right there. So for you quantum trend traders, I'll put that out here in a little bit. As you see, I'm making good progress. I'm cranking out videos. I got a lot more stuff. I got a lot more stuff that I'm going to be doing today too. And here we are. We're at the lows. So over time, pretty much since open, price has kind of like trended down. If you look at it, yeah, it made a new high, but it's kind of been trending down. But if you look at CVD is kind of trending up. And I'm going to show you. Okay, you see what I mean? You see how this kind of looks like it's... I've never used a trend line on here. Hold on. this is kind of going like this, while this is going more like this right here. So you don't have to get too much into trying to figure out, oh, is this absorption? Is it exhaustion? What's going on? Is, oh my God, this and that. Just know that there's divergence there. And typically when you see clear divergence like this, the one of the most important questions you could always ask yourself, and again, this is going to be extremely impactful for mentorship members that have access to the order flow course, because you have the right lens to understand this. But ask yourself, who is in control of the market right now, right? Is the market being moved by market orders, or is it being passively guided? And typically when you see divergence, what you're seeing is passive control. And the only person or people that have enough money to passively control the market, to actually absorb all buying and all selling, and passively
Big money.
guide the market is big money. Yeah. And so you just know that they're engineering something. You know that it's happening. So you should really be on the lookout. This is the moment, if you've been trained properly, where your mind should be thinking, like it should be looking for clues. Like when you buy it's like one of those things where when you buy a red car, you start seeing all the red cars, right? It's when you know what to look for, you start seeing the signs everywhere. And that's key. You'll only see that if you're observing. If you're trading, all that's going to be blocked out by emotions. So you really got to focus, and you should be trying to figure out what type of a trap is being built here, right? What are they trying to do, right? And a lot of times you'll see if they're breaking lows, like how we could see they broke the low here, right? That encouraged sellers to enter into the market, right? They break the low here, that makes sellers enter you see how they keep fake breaking the low. So we keep making these lower lows like this, but then pulling back into the market. So obviously there is passive intent right in this area right here. There's orders absorbing that, and we can zoom in a little closer and look at it. But I mean, just look at this big red candle, super aggressive
So when you
selling.
say absorbing, you pretty much mean that there's somebody that doesn't want it to go lower than this.
Yes, they are buying as much. See, this is CVD. It's showing who is aggressive, not who's winning. It's showing who is aggressive right now. And during that candle, there were more aggressive market sells, right? So at these prices, more sell orders than buy orders. Think of it that way. And so if there were more sell orders than buy orders, then shouldn't price keep going down? Why did it just immediately turn around and lift, right? It was a change of hands. And this happens all the time, especially at these key areas like that. And you can look at it and I mean, look at the stacked imbalances down at the bottom. Just remember, 91 sellers, 31, so that's 91 contracts sold. Let's just say 91. I'm just going to say contracts sold at that price. 31, 32, 47, 75. Those are imbalances. You see how there's a lot more at that specific price level. There's a lot more selling demand than buying. That's what you would see based on the aggression, right? But just remember that every contract sold, right? Yeah, it's impressive that they were selling heavily and that they were aggressively selling hard into the market. That's very impressive, but that's not who we want to spotlight here. What we want to spotlight is the fact that if they sold, there must have been somebody there with buy limits ready to buy. So there may have been sellers, yes, but there were also buyers. And now look at what happened to price. You see, that comes from observation. A lot of people, they're going to say, oh my God, look at the sellers. This thing's going to drop. That just because they're sellers, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's how the market reacts to the sellers. That's where people get messed up. Even people that think they know order flow, they'll get messed up on that because they're actually, it's funny, they're taking themselves from having an edge by being able to see order flow to actually going back, and you might as well just trade strictly the candle, because see, this is all, if we see these buyers or these sellers here, this is after the fact. right? It's even if it's 1 millisecond later, it's after the fact. We might as well look at the candle. We can look at the candle and see how the candle reacted. We want to anticipate this type of activity and this type of behavior. And then we want to look for a specific and a certain type of thing and then react when and only if that happens. So this looks perfect. I mean, this whole area right here, the divergence, the trend, all of it. There's aggressive buying over time that's happening right here, right? But prices pushing down right here. So, so to me, what it looks like is it's being controlled. It's being engineered. Something's being engineered right here. So, yeah, that's a
because it's sweeping the low or the high every couple candles right now.
yeah. Look at all those
Every
wicks.
2-3 candles, it's just bam, bam,
Loves
bam, bam.
loves this area, huh? Just eating
Every
it
little
up.
limit order out there getting activated and turned the other way.
Yeah. Can you imagine the amount of volume that's building up in here?
Mm-hmm. Because they trading it.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't got somebody telling them to stay out like you.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know. So see if we just measure, even from here over to here, the delta is, I'm just wondering, I'm sure it would put a minus. Let me just see. Yeah. Okay, so even look at this. So from here to here, this is a down move, right? That's a down move, but we have positive delta. So between here and here, we actually have more aggressive buying by a lot than selling. Net difference. We have more buy orders, a lot more buy orders in here than sell orders, yet price has been pushed down. So, so to me, what's happening is they're passively pushing it down to buy into these really good areas. So passively pushing it down to get sellers activated, and then when at those lows, right? And then when the sellers are selling at those lows, they're buying at the absolute best prices.
Look at that wick.
Yeah.
Look at that wick.
Yeah, they're gonna keep building and
Got them boys.
they're gonna keep building until they're content, and then they'll lift it off. It's cool though to watch it and see it happening. I did take one more trade just a little bit ago. Let me see. It was just a little 10-pointer. Man, that one trade just set me
I
right
kind of
this
feel like
morning.
it go down though. I was looking at the 800 levels, but that's me.
Hey,
I was looking at maybe a sweep of the 800
you
before
might
going to
you might be right, man. You might just be right. I don't know. I'm just and that's why I said. So you're not in that chat, but all right. This is what I said was, try not to marry the bias, and like I know that what we're seeing is what we're seeing right there, but in reality, what we are seeing right now is price going down. That is true. That is what's happening. Price is trending down right now, but the divergence in the delta and the really just the divergence in the delta, I don't feel like pressure has built to where it's about to pop yet. Normally you'll start feeling that pretty soon. Like you'll actually feel it. You're like, you'll start seeing things on your screen. You're like, man, this thing's gonna have to pop here pretty soon. So I don't see that happening yet, but
And on the 5 minute, we got Delta that made a higher high while price lower. So I feel like Delta's gonna catch up to price.
right. And so in other words, when and if Delta starts to curve over and sell, then price actually drops out, right?
Exactly. Yeah. When that Delta drop and make that lower low to match, to try and match price, price gonna be in the match it.
It might just do it. Either way, what it lets you know, and so that's why what I was saying is, look, we don't need the whole move. It's great to look at this and say, yeah, it might buy, or yeah, it might sell. That's great, but the secret here, the edge, is just being able to understand that what we're looking at is something being engineered by institutions. This is not execution. This is not typical market behavior. This is a passively controlled market. And so, because you just have to understand how the market works, how the market matching engine works. And so once you understand how that works, you'll be able to look at the chart and say with certainty, this is regular market execution. The market is balanced and performing the way a market should. And then there's passive control. And so you'll be able to look at it and you will be able to tell what's happening. And it's a combination of market orders and passive management, right? A passive intent, you could even say. And so, so yeah, but when you see that, that lets you know that they are working, and that gives all sorts of opportunities. Again, it's just the fact of knowing so that you can know and that you can be aware. It's just like I said, is you got to have the information in your head, because if you don't have the information in your head and if you're not thinking about it, you won't be aware of the clues that it'll give you. And that's what I'm talking about when I say it's like you buy a car and then all of a sudden you see it everywhere, right? Or if I asked you this afternoon, I said, hey, how many yellow cars did you see today? You're probably not going to recall any. But if I was like, listen, tomorrow when you go to work, for every yellow car you see, I want you to snap a picture of it. And for every picture you give me, I'm going to give you $20. I guarantee you're going to be on the look for those cars. You're going to see the opportunities because you're looking for them, because I attached something to it, right? And so it's the same thing. What I'm trying to get you guys to look at is, look at that, and intentional institutional intent. And when you see it doing this,
Boom.
and then you see it doing this, so
Boom. Classic NASDAQ.
and I would never say I told you so.
Lies.
Let's go up and sweep the highs one more time.
I think I've heard you say I told you so like 3 times today. It always comes after I never say, but you say it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I got a piece of that
Nice.
from the 821 candle.
Oh shoot, you 821, man, you got it. Oh, I see what you're talking about. At 821.
At 821, yeah. At the end of that candle, I bought it and it went up.
Oh yeah, you got in at the right time.
I just took it right to that level.
See, this
just
is
that two candles.
What this right here is, that was a loud execution right there. This was market execution with liquidity allowing it to move like that. There's no way that price can move that far, that fast, that smooth, that perfectly on this type of volume without it being actually allowed to move. And you see,
I think it hit a wall, didn't it? It hit a wall, didn't it?
They did that on purpose. They removed liquidity. They pushed the high up there, and now they do this. So it's they're just working.
Spoofed it.
They're working this area.
It. Is that what you call it, spoofing?
Spoofing's a little spoofing is a little bit different, but okay, they just did what they always do. And that's the thing a lot of people have a hard time getting their minds around, is that the market is controlled most of the time. You got to imagine rubber bands like a channel around price constantly, like this kind of like imagine bands going around like a channel. Look, I can't find my right. And these are limit orders, right? Limit orders. They have all the capital they need so they can control. Remember, buying and selling, the act of pushing the buying and the selling button. When you press buy, if you want to buy at this price right here, and there's a sell limit sitting right here, and it's 2 points away, and you're at 100 and it's at 102, and you want to buy, let's say there's one contract for sell right up here, and you say, and you're at 100 and you say, I'd like to buy one contract, please. the system is going to say, okay, let me find the next best available price. Bink. It's gonna move price up. This is now the new last traded price. That's why this is moving. Every time you see this move, that's what just happened. A buyer was matched with a seller. You have market aggressive market orders, and you have passive liquidity, and that's all that's happening. Is it's being matched over and over and over again. So just knowing that, imagine that you have a bunch of buyers in this candle, and they want to buy, and they're buying and buying and buying, and they buy. Well, imagine if there's a lot of liquidity stacked in one area, not spread out, but stacked super thick, so thick you can't even see through it. It's so thick, right? Then people could buy 1,300 if they wanted. If there's 1,300 of them right here, then what's going to happen? It's going to go to this price, and it's going to fill that order. It doesn't need to continue to trade up to new price levels to find new liquidity because 1,300 contracts was right here. It's a wall. It acts as a wall. And so that's absorption. That's what I'm saying, is that's what happens when this happens. It doesn't. And so they're always controlling the market. They allow moves don't just happen. When they want moves to happen, moves will happen. Most of this liquidity right here is their liquidity that's controlling the market with precision, guiding it to where they want it, just like what we just saw right there. But that's a trade for me. That's what I want to see. I want to pick up on that kind of stuff, because then that's easy pickings right there. If I'm already thinking bullish, I'm already thinking buy because of what I could see, then I can ride their coattails, is what that's called, right? You can just ride their coattails by following along. It's easy one. It's just like anything. It's just like any strategy, guys.
It went up and swept the higher bands on the VWAP.
Oh, did it?
You know how
What right here?
The high low band. Yeah, right there. Where it did that sweep at the top. It went swept the high bands on my VWAP on TraderVate on the 1 minute.
All right.
And then it instantly turned around, went for the low band. So it's kind of been bouncing back and forth between the high and the low band of the VWAP.
I'm still with you on that, on your original range idea. I still like
I like a sweep of the 800s, and then maybe get bullish again once it gets some bullish structure.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this area. It's like every single time it comes out of there, you could grab 10 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Realistically, you wouldn't have known at this time, so let's not count that. But and just hear me out. I'll be like this, but look, there's 10 points here. Then it came back. There's 10 points there. Yeah. You see, in this area alone, there was 2 trades for 10, maybe even 3. It depends on what happened in here, but there's at least 10 points right there.
Yeah.
On this one. Jump. See, if you would have bought right here, it did not go down. So yeah, you could have snagged 10 points right there, easy. And then again, we could have done the same here.
And then 920, 910 area is where it's been kind of maxing out. It ain't went above 920. Well, 850 since 850, and ain't went above 920. So come on now, we're going on 40 minutes. Been in that same little range.
Man, I just made 1960.
Wow.
That man.
he just comes out of nowhere. $1,900.
1,900.
Well, congratulations.
Easy money. Yes, sir. Easy money. Easy money. And all you had to do was buy it. It was turned around. As Ken just called it.
Yep.
Said 1, 2, 3. It turned around, gave a green counter right there, instant rejection. Look at that wick.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, right. Man, I was jamming this morning. I just woke up. Some days you wake up and you're like, I need music in my life.
Hey, you got to be done for the day.
Oh
You got to
yeah.
be done. 1960, you through.
Yeah.
Don't take another one, man.
Listen, you already know. That was my first one too.
Luckily, I have this built-in feature on my body and my brain, and what happens is when I far exceed my goal, especially if I like today, I'm not gonna call it lucky because I literally called it like well in advance. But when I win a lot, something inside me makes me want to lean in on good days when I'm winning, right? And it's just like gambling, though, to be honest. I mean, when you're up, you want to continue to go, but I do it different. So if I win and I win big and I'm up, then what I'll do now is I'll just take like $200 trades, like just $200, $300 risk, smaller risk. I only want to risk a very small portion of my account. And if I start to trade, like I took one more trade after my big win, I took one more trade. I won that trade. So I'm going to keep trading because right now I'm lucky. I'm on a streak. The first trade I take that I lose, I'm just going to stop trading. So right now I made my one big trade, and then I made one more trade for 200, and I'm actively looking for another trade. So what I'm really looking for is like 10-point ranges. So I might have to wait for the market to slow down a little, which is fine because I wanted to slow down anyway. So right now I'm not interested in trading inside of this range. So I already have some ideas. I'd be okay with trading this, but I start getting nervous after 1, 2, 3, 4 different tests out of here. I'll be watching it, but if it comes back down here, I'm probably gonna take a swing at it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take a swing at it. Just, but I'm gonna have to be really careful. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna wait until I actually see it turn around. I'm not gonna front run this. You guys do not let me front run this because it's already touched it 3 times. Do not set a pending order here. Do not set a pending order here. If I trade here, I'm only gonna let it go down there, and then I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna see if there's stacked imbalances at the bottom. If there is aggressive selling and failure to expand on the next candle, I'm loading up and I'm going in. That's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. See, we are breaking some wicks up here. Coming up into Wick City as we speak. We've got stacked buyers. We have stacked buyers, which just, again, remember, we see stacked buyers up in the top. You see how I've got them kind of bold? Hopefully that stands out for you guys. So we have a good amount of stacked buyers here. We have aggressive buying in the delta. You can see that, right? But remember that if we have stacked buyers, then that means that sellers were here. Look at how this candle closed. Right? That's where I like to go in and look at this right here. If it'll switch for me here. Or I'll go in and I'll look at where did that one chart go? Oh, it's this one. This little tool right here, because you can really see the shift inside of there. Like, all right, we had 348 positive delta, ended at 277. So we had a little selling come in at the top, but not anything crazy, right? Not anything crazy. So again, we just observe and we watch this candle. If it fails to go higher, you could start being a little interested in that. If it, like a flushed out trade, and then you have a clear invalidation point. It's just up to you how much you want to risk on it. And we do not have divergence in the current stretch, but So just to, kind of give context, at this point, it would look like this. Where's that sell thing at? What'd I say, 200? So that'd be about
We got Titan setting up. If it goes up.
Yeah, that's about the best that you could do, is like right around kind of like in that area. It was a lot of volume. I don't know exactly what it was, but look at that, man.
Yeah, it almost went down to 800. Now it's taking off.
I was in a buy on that one.
Nice.
Hey Ken, I've been dealing with cancer, and so I've been out, but I'm back now. So
Oh, God. Prayers for you, bro.
Yeah, I'm cancer free now. So,
Cancer's the devil.
Awesome.
Praise God, man.
That's awesome, man.
That's freaking awesome, bro.
I'm glad to
so
hear
I'm
that.
trying to get back in the flow here, so I got to do a lot of catch up.
He said, let me go beat this cancer real quick, and then he shows right up to STS afterwards. He said, let's go. Nice. I seen your name, and I said, wait a minute here, and I said, I have not seen that name in a long time come across the screen. I'm glad to
Tommy,
hear.
and I was like, Tommy, who's Tommy? That's what I was thinking, and then you were like, Tommy. I haven't seen Tommy in forever because I've never seen that. That was new for me. This room is packed today, Ken. We have a lot of people in here. I've been noticing over the last couple of weeks, it's been growing.
And seeing where everyone's at, and so I'm like, all right, like we're switching into the next gear, So I'm
also really excited about how many names that I see that are still here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's another thing. Staying consistent, still showing up every day. I know Tribe's going to be in here. I know Clyde's going to be in here. But just seeing Matt and who else is in here all the time. She just left. She was just in here right now. But yeah, just seeing how many people are sticking with it through the failures, growing. Like, I'm reading your thing right now. And it sucks. I'm trying to be in one of these meetings on Mondays and Fridays. I got some questions.
Which one
do I got?
Which one?
The new order flow.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Man, my mind is just.
How much have you seen of the course?
I'm on chapter. Let me see where I'm at. I was reading it last night too, so I think I'm on chapter 7. Yeah, I'm on chapter 7. I'm just now getting into the actual tools as opposed to the understanding of how the tools are used. Like that I get now. I understand that. Like what you were talking about this morning. Like asking yourself, who's actually in control right now?
Right.
Like, I know the market's pushing down, but just like that was a obvious one of aggression, and what's the other side?
Oh, passive. Yeah.
Passive. They were super passive. They wanted price to go down.
And it'll become funny because the more you train yourself on this, you'll notice when they're sloppy with their execution, because I'm telling you, they engineer the same patterns every day, and you'll notice when they will be sloppy with it. And today was one of those days where it was just like obvious, where it was like, you guys are just going to do it right in front of us, like, okay, because
like random time in the middle of the day, the market just falls, and it just started just falling, no resistance. I don't think it pulled back one time. There's not one wick.
Yeah.
In that whole drop.
Yep. See,
they were just go ahead, guys, bring the price down.
Look, I think it was Ray that asked about this right here. And I see you had said, what was that or whatever? This is execution. This is pure execution right here, and clean execution at that. Look at Delta and look at price. It's perfectly in sync. You see how this is absolutely perfect? That's why that happened right there. You asked why that happened right there. That's why that happened. Because do you see what happened thereafter? It was perfect execution. They cleared the market out. They did what they needed to do, and then now the market is being allowed to move, because look at all these delta bars and all these volume bars. Look at volume right now. Volume is not crazy. Nothing's crazy about volume right now. It was more volume earlier, and look at look at the difference between the price action and the size of the candles and the volume here versus here. And look at the delta, and then look at the delta, and just notice the difference. Volume should be right? Effort and cause. It's a law, right? A certain amount of effort should be a certain amount of result or cause, right? And so this right here, it's being allowed to move like that right there. And so that's
it's like what Clyde was saying. Price and Delta got to catch up to each other, and that hard pullback kind of like let it catch up. It was like we're about to be even.
Yeah.
And it just took all the rest of those. Continue reading.
Yep. Well, listen. One thing, and let's just go ahead and get this out of the way while we are all here. One thing that I'll let everyone else try to show up to these live sessions. If you can show up and do trading every single day with us, you're gonna succeed faster. Ask questions. That's the biggest thing, is ask questions. Let us or me know when you're having trouble with something. If you don't say something,
if you can't be here, turn it on, shut up, and put your headphone on and do whatever your job is or whatever. But be here.
I agree to that.
But seriously, the main thing, I want to make sure that everyone knows that that's an option and knows that whatever. I'm talking about successful traders this year, over and over and over again. The opportunities here, it's got to happen, and I want clear record of it. So that is my number one goal. If that's your number one goal, we work together. We're going to achieve it. So do it. I'm here, and the proof is here. I mean, I'm here every single day, not going anywhere. We do the exact same thing every single day on these charts. So it's all up to you. Huh?
I was late to the party today, but I'm looking at the 5-minute chart. Lot of wicky kind of weird ranging candles. Where did you get most of your trades? Like at the top and the bottom, or?
So my big I've actually only had a few trades, like 3. And so the first one was this one right here. This morning looks like NQ going for the highs either now or at open. I was going to buy a few minutes ago, but didn't get my system open. So right here, this is when I was looking for that buy. And then I'd shared this screenshot. Right at this time is where it had dropped back down. So that I got the, and I was like, trading up to the high before the open. So now that was before the open. So that was pretty simple. Before open, this is where I was talking about it, right inside of here. And so it had ran up to the highs, came back down, and then I was buying right inside of here. And then I actually took that right up to 950. So I basically caught this entire move.
Oh, wow.
That was a majority of my profits right there. And that was a few minutes prior to open. So that had me like, as we started the stream, I had just taken profit on the trade. So I was already above my goal. Every other trade I've taken has been like little, $200 there, $200 there, this and that. So now what we did, I know you said you were late, but what happened early was we opened and we put in this high, and then we instantly put in this low. And now look at this range. We've stayed, look, test. We called this one right here. We were actually sitting here waiting and talking about trading outside of this area or this area, and then price came right up to here. And this was another little like 10-point type of trade where you could have gone in at 950.
You could have flush sell.
Yeah. Well, or even if you just sold at 950 and stop loss 960, we were just talking about selling in this area, and it just wicked right up there. And earlier I went through and I looked at inside of here to show the candle and the order flow inside of it. But anyway, there was a trade. Here was a trade. All of our good trade opportunities has happened right outside of the range. And that's why this is a teaching day, because it's just been a perfect chart for, the type of trading we like to do.
Here at the top again.
You couldn't ask for better teaching examples today. I mean, look at this freaking thing. It flush out of here. Fake, fake, fake. And we saw all that. And then bam, and then bam. I assume this is probably this was our initial range as well. We're probably going back up here. You know that, you guys? Normally, especially if we can hold the center of this range here, we're probably gonna go on up there. Probably gonna happen. A little tighten. But yeah, Matt, check it out. Oh, I'm sure you probably saw this.
I saw that. Yeah, that's awesome.
My little $15 loss. All right, let's check questions here. We got.
I'm almost certain we've never had 30 people in here. Today's 30, so I think that's our new high.
Well, congratulations to everyone that showed up.
Everyone, congratulations. Where's my golf clapping? Where's it at?
Where's my golf clapping?
I love the golf.
You know what drawing them in is Ken's little Facebook clips.
Oh, where I've been taking little clips from.
Yeah, you do the little 30-second with the way the wording, like it highlights the word you're on. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like those. Yeah, little. I've been trying to make it. You know, it actually is taking a lot of work to do those. I was trying to make AI find teachable moments. You know, just little value clips, things. I like to share things that actually help somebody. You know, like if I'm going to share something, make it valuable.
And you're keeping them short too, which is good. Like 30 second to 1 minute. You don't want like a 5-minute teachable moment. Like, you know,
nobody's going to stay around that long. Yeah.
Yeah. 30 seconds to a minute is perfect.
I like them. I enjoy them. I'm gonna definitely use them.
Well, you know what? I've got to figure out another thing too, because we have over 1,000 people in this Discord, but I know what happened was I blasted this Discord with trading alerts for years. And I know that what I muted my own server. I muted my own server because I didn't need all the trading alerts. I trade at the same time every day. I don't need to this day, I don't use alerts. You ain't never seen an alert pop up on my screen. I don't use what's on the chart in front of me. And so I had my own server muted because the alerts. And so I think what has happened is a lot of people have muted the server and they're just sitting silent, you know, in probably a long list. I'm trying to somehow get people's attention. Like, I don't think a lot of people even know that we're in here trading, because a lot of people asked, can we do live trading, you know, over time? And I'm surprised, very surprised we don't have a lot more people in here. I don't think they know. I don't know how to reset all those permissions. I'm not a Discord guy. Yeah, so now the only alerts that we get are actual alerts, like somebody sent a message, or you know, the announcement or something like that. I like it way better like this. Hopefully you guys do too. I know some of those alerts were convenient, but you guys can set up your own alerts. Come on. It's 2026.
I don't think anybody should be in here for convenience. I'm in here trying to learn. I want to know stuff.
Yeah.
I want to learn. I want to be able to, like, you know, Ken said he's never trading again, but I'm good.
Yes. you should be like that. You could do that. You know, I've given you enough information. You could.
That's what I'm
You could
saying.
go,
Like
you
nobody
could
should
do
be
it.
in here. And this group isn't for convenience.
Yeah.
Like convenience is like, I guess, following one of those online gurus that put out trades if you pay them $3,000 a month. I guess that's convenience.
You know, I'm not gonna say nothing bad about nobody because one day I've really been thinking lately about if I could do it in a non-stress, fun, enjoyable way where all it does is take me a little extra time. If I could produce some quality signals without making it inconvenient, if that would help people, again, if I could do it in a way that I could commit to for the long term, because obviously that's not going to help if I just do it for a few months and then stop. Like I only like to do things if I can commit to them for long term, and if I could see myself doing them long term, like a strategy. I'm not going to trade a very difficult strategy because I wouldn't stick with it long term. I like simple things. So if I could do some signals in a really simple way and a fun way where we enjoy it and it's profitable, I would probably do it. If that would actually make a big difference, I'd still teach because I enjoy teaching. But if that would help ease some of the pressure for some people where they could feel super confident, or maybe I'm teaching them the same strategy that I'm using to generate the signals, so the signals are helping them to build confidence in the strategy so that they'll actually stick to it, something like that. If I could make it make sense, I wouldn't mind doing that, and I probably would charge for signals, but it would make sense. I would design it in a way to where the maths, like okay, if you're signing up for this, I can guarantee that you're going to make your money back within the first, by your renewal, something like that. As long as it makes sense, I would do it. But and I've played around with it. I've tried a few times, like with those little setups. You remember when I was doing, those like small little setups? I thought that maybe that would be a good way to do it, but the setups were too small. I ran into issues with like slippage and fees, so I abandoned that idea. But I'm always thinking about that and open to it. So who knows? One day, y'all gonna open up Discord. You're gonna see a new little section in there like signals now available. You know that if I make a post like that, I'm onto something serious. That's gonna be crazy.
Somebody's got the TV on in the background.
And did I just hear that you're having showers over there?
I just hit me another one for 150 going for them highs. Don't play with me.
Nice.
Hey, we thought you were done for the day.
His internet started working again.
Man.
I think that's why he logged out, so he can reset.
Yeah, what happened? Told on himself.
Hey, I logged out.
Hey, I played with a little profit, man. I played with a little profit.
Hey,
it's all good.
Hey, have you guys seen that little Facebook video where it's like the trading mentor guru guy? He's like, "All right, team, what a great session. I'm gonna go ahead and log out. I am done for the day." And then he leans back, cracks his knuckles, and then all of a sudden he like hunches over and starts vigorously clicking on the keyboard, and then like you see his account balance just going like, 1,700, 1,500, 12, like to 500, negative 3,000, blown.
Yeah.
And it's the funniest thing.
Yeah, I logged out, man. I'm getting close to passing my eval, so I'm
trading fresh 20 accounts. We're trading the fresh 20 accounts. How did it get fresh? I thought you were just up yesterday.
Dude, that's crazy.
I appreciate y'all making jokes about me.
Where did he just come from that with making jokes about me?
I went over to I logged out and went over to
We love you. You just got booted out yesterday.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna let him let that down, huh?
I thought it was too funny.
Yeah, me too. I got a good kick out of it. As I was pushing the button, I realized this is actually the first time I've done this. You know, like I clicked on his name specifically and then clicked the kick button, and then I was like clicked it kind of extra hard. I was like, eh.
Since it may never happen again, you might as well get it in, you know.
Wait, what
booting
happened?
me, yeah.
What happened? Why did we have to kick you? You leave your mic on or something?
Oh no, well, I didn't even know I was like logged in. I was took my client to a doctor's appointment, so I was just talking to them, you know, and then all of a sudden I heard, Cedric, your mic's open. I looked like, I'm like, where's my phone at? It's in my pocket. I didn't my pocket, then turned Discord on and logged into the group chat. Like, how's that even happen?
Man, you talk about your day. That was just your day, man. God did it.
Yeah, Cedric, you need to get in the group. Hurry up. Yeah, I didn't take any trades yesterday. I felt really good about that.
Man, we proud of you, Sid.
I'm trying to get,
man.
I'm really trying to stick to what Ken's talking about right now with the, you know, just do a couple trades and turn it off, because then after you do that, I could actually look at your data. I've never sent Ken data because, you know, I never stick to it. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm trying to really stick to it this time.
Well, you guys look
I
at
ain't
this.
gonna lie, man. We walked the market down today, man. We walked it down today.
Man, the market got its ass whooped, bro.
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I would show you. This is another report I got from somebody. This is somebody that is trading Titan that's just doing an overall good job, right? Like they're busy, they're not over trading. You can see how many trades in a day: 1, 2, 3. One trade that day, one trade that day, one trade that day, one trade that day, one day. You know, this guy's busy. He's not taking that many trades. So we've got 38 trades here. Overall, he's running an edge, right? So he could just continue doing what he's doing right here. But what was crazy was I started looking through, of course I'm like, all right, well, let's just see what happens if you limit that to max 3 trades. Okay, well that doesn't really do much, right? So look, it goes from it shaves 1 trade off, because again, he's not trading that much. Now, what if you apply a trade plan where we limit losses, right? This is what we consider a really conservative trade plan, where we're leaning into winning days, and we are hard stopping at negative days, right? So this is taking an already good, profitable, situation and just trying to make it better. But look, watch what happens when you limit the losses. Boom. That from that 300 all up to 480 plus 10 less trades, which result in obviously less fees, right? $78 in fees compared to 111. I know that doesn't sound crazy, but that's $1,000 on 20 accounts. That's on 20 accounts. Just remember, that's $1,000 difference. That's plus the
short.
What happened?
We just got a little sweep of them highs, little short-term highs.
Oh, nice.
Not the high today. Not the high today.
Right.
Yeah, but we back in that 920 area.
Yeah. So now, another thing too, though, is look at this. So we did that. Hold on. Where'd it go? I done lost the thing. Hold on. I don't know where that. I didn't close it. Okay. All right. So now, yeah, there was that, but then also I started analyzing it, and I built a new version. I'll have to show y'all later, but I should say I added a new feature to it. I'll show you. I can't. Wait a minute.
Was the older gentleman, and he told me his name was Thomas.
Somebody's TV is on.
Yeah. You hear all the news going on in the area.
Mike.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna kick him or disconnect. There we go. Well, I can't get this to open for some reason. I was trying to show you guys the other one. I just had an idea. I don't know why. Sometimes I can't make these things work. But anyway, whatever. I started looking around and I changed. This guy just happened to be a afternoon type of trader. Like, I don't know. This is actually one of the first ones that I've seen where afternoon trading. But this is just based on, I guess, his performance, right, and like how he trades. But if you see in the afternoon, what was it? In the afternoon, is able to take. Anyway, we were. Who's got the mic now? Let's see, Sheldon, it's you now. See if he mutes it. Okay. Man, the hot mics. All right, you guys, keep your mics on mute. If we just change this to 12 to 11, again, these are just results. These are the trades that he actually took. But if you just applied this trade plan, what this does is it really helps identify like good data about your actual trading, because this is from his actual trading plan. So all of these trades he actually took, but this lets you structure it in a way to where you can say, okay, well, yes, you did a great job, but if you would have used this specific trade plan and did the exact same thing you were already doing, this is what type of results you would have had. So now, and I know that takes a lot of the trades off. That's so, we have to continue to keep working on this, but that's what that progression looks like. When you really start focusing on your trade plan and, and you're dialing in and you're staying very consistent, then you can actually use the data and you can go and you can take something from this, which is, again, is profitable. This is good. This is looking good, but we can shape it and make it to where it's better. Now we can kind of continue to try, like, whatever's happening in the afternoon for this guy, he seems to be really on target, right? He's winning a lot of his trades. That's a strength. We want to try to lean into that and see if we can have an edge there. So actually taking the data and doing something with it. That's why it's so important to stay consistent with your strategy. And that's why I ask you guys, if there's one thing you'll do, like if you come to me and say, I want to be successful, Ken, please help me. You're not buying an indicator. It's STS Elite plus mentorship. It's what you're doing when you sign up is saying, help me become profitable. So and that's what I'm going to do. It's not just about a strategy. And in fact, it actually has very little to do with the strategy. It has more to do with the way that you're structuring your trading. Your trading